we are celebrating is all about.
So funny for me, my sister and I are the only daughter, as in we're the only children of our parents, which means that we never had a brother, and we had nothing to really compare to. Like we never knew that girls and boys are treated differently in some part of the country, and I think it was a very rare privilege. Uh, Growing up, Women's Day was not. It just felt like yet another Friendships Day or yet another day because. I didn't know how different it can be for people out there. And now that I've grown up and I have met so many other women from different parts of the world, and I have seen different struggles, their own parents treating them and their sons differently, sometimes for their safety, but sometimes just out of some norms that they have adopted from their parents from generations. And I see that it's slightly harder for women. And if we can take a moment like this and make them feel more special, or just acknowledge that we can have our own biases and work against them.
And the best compliment you get from a woman till now, and you want to give a compliment to a woman you love.
The best compliments that I have received are those related to how I've inspired them to take a leap in their career in some way or the other. Whether it is about studying abroad or starting their own company, or even being a little more thoughtful in moments where. So, just 2-3 days ago, I met somebody who had met in my early Miss India days, and she ended up not qualifying for that year, and she's doing extremely well in her career right now. And she came to me and she remembered some nice interaction we had years ago, where after where I was like, I was sad for her not qualifying, and that touched me deeply because that compliment came from the heart. The fact that she remembered that conversation, and the fact that I remembered that conversation, and I was just so happy seeing her successful. And I realized that it's moments like these when women have each other's back, when they acknowledge the achievements of each other, are happy for each other's achievements. I think those are the moments that really light me up from within.
And then we talk about Miss India, the platform which you have created. Those days, how it was a big struggle, I know. I mean, it was not easy part. And how you see now Miss India's, there is a comparison. You can do it like, that days and now. Are these changing day by day, the technology, the kind of process is happening?
I think so. Each generation has its own experiences, and each year the younger girls that have come in, they've had their own sets of challenges. For me, I was barely 21 when I won Miss India, and I came from a world where having your voice heard at the age of 21 was not that easy. I think now we have social media. Back then we had social media too, but it was not as prominent as it is now. And now I think it's relatively easier to put yourself on the camera and have your voice heard. It was slightly harder back in the days, but it was way easier than the Miss Indias before me. So I think with each subsequent year, we win some, lose some, but for every Miss India, I think she charters her own path. Some do really well in the entertainment sector. Some, like me, take an entire world tour and decide to start their own company. And now that I have started a new phase of my life, I hope to inspire women through my entrepreneurship journey. And not just women, but also young students who are now 21, like I was all those years ago, and took a leap and decided to apply to an unknown territory. And now my startup, which is called Alumni, does the same thing, but more in the academic space. So for students who want to study abroad, we connect them with grown-ups who have already finished their education abroad in those universities that they're interested in applying to. So I hope that young students, when they make their career decisions, they don't just shoot in the dark. They're able to talk to somebody and get the right career guidance. And that's what I'm now working towards.
You said very rightly that all the Miss Indias were going into the entertainment part. Like if we talk about Sushmita Sen ma'am, we talk about Priyanka Chopra, most of them. Didn't it attract you? You must be getting offers, and I mean, you can get into that industry. Didn't get fascinated by that, and you choose this path.
No, so when I had applied to Miss India, I already had a deferred MBA admission. And I knew that I was going to finish my MBA. But I had a good period of time where opportunities were walking towards me, and I felt like it would be silly for me to decline those opportunities. So I spent quite some time exploring the entertainment sector. My first film was a Telugu film, ISM. It was
I have to talk about that. You have to talk.
it was
Better you
it
talk
was
about
it was long back. It's a different phase of my life altogether.
What was the name of the movie? You remember?
Ism was the name. It was with Puri Jagannath sir. He was the director of the movie, and Kalyan Ram was the actor. And it was an amazing experience. But I was a baby, and I look back and I realize that I've lived such an amazing experience. But I think my heart always knew that there's so much more that I want to do. The kind of women and students that I want to inspire, the young gen that I want to inspire, doesn't necessarily need to make a career in entertainment. They can be aspiring to become a doctor, a CEO, you name it. And I'm still in touch with the entertainment sector. It will never go away from me, but we don't need to define ourselves by one career. So yes, the entertainment sector did eventually pull me towards it.
But I can see, Aditi, you were doing so well. I mean, the first project, and I think there can be a flow of projects were coming into you. Then you stopped it or what? Like, Telugu industry was welcoming you, right?
Yes, I think I knew in my heart that I will go back and study. It is like some girls, they grow up wanting to be an actress, and that is their dream. And that is amazing, and more power to them for that dream. But in my heart, I never grew up watching myself doing that. It was something that I did because people were so kind, and opportunities were coming my way. I was getting so much love from the audience, and which is why I still have a public profile at the end of the day. I'm not hiding from the world. I am okay acting even today, but I want to do it in the context of the larger things that I want to do, which is build something that leaves a legacy and a business that lives even after I die. And that's what I'm now working towards.
So any Telugu project, you still feel that you missed it and you love that, like the offer came and you didn't did it due to your studies.
I think if we start counting all the things that we left behind, it's just going to be endless. I think I'm very fortunate to have taken the steps that I have taken. Who knows, maybe I could have done some project which probably led me to somewhere else, and maybe I would have been a superstar today in that particular industry. But then I wouldn't have what I have today, which is this ability to inspire so many. We've got about 1,500 alums that are already on our platform. There's so many students that are. Every year there are 2 lakh students that go to UK from India to study. And if I can impact multiple lives by just doing what I'm doing, then it's the right place to be, and I don't have any regrets being elsewhere.